Hi everyone, Janie here. Welcome back to my garden. I'm so excited for today's video because today is another Michael Glassman day. Oh, it's so exciting. So I'm sure you all saw the first video where he came out and we brainstormed and he gave me all his ideas and it was like an inspiration meeting. I'm so excited to be working with him because basically what we're going to be able to do is we're going to be able to show you all the landscape design process step by step by step. So the first meeting that we had, like I said, was kind of a brainstorming meeting. The second meeting that we're having today is more of a specific meeting, more a lot more detail oriented, and it's actually where we're going to start making the plans so that Michael's design associates can start actually making the plans for the property and actually picking out things that we're going to have in the property and taking measurements and all that kind of stuff so that we can actually, I don't want to say see it on paper because it's not actually on paper, right? It's actually on the computer and it is the coolest thing. So this is basically the second step in the meeting process. So one of Michael Glassman's design associates is here. His name is Matthew Vasquez, and he is here to measure the property right now. He has all this really fancy equipment and I'm very excited to see what he's going to do. It includes a drone. So we're going to get some really good drone footage today. And this is actually how they measure for the plans for the landscape design. So let me turn the camera around and I will introduce you to Matthew. All right, everyone, let me introduce you to Matthew.
Hello, everyone.
Thank you so much for being here. This is exciting. You were actually with us when we did the YOLO therapy garden.
Yes, I was.
You were there that day. So I've actually already met Matthew before. So I was excited to have him here. Do you want to tell us a little bit of what today's meeting is about?
Today is the second step. So today we're going to go over all the details that happened in the first video, or the first meeting per se. And that's where we're going to talk about your outdoor kitchen, your pool. We talked about the kitchen, but what do we want in it? Do you want a barbecue that's 32 inches, 48? Do we want a griddle? All of those details are what we're going to talk about today, along with measuring the property. I've got a drone that we're going to use along with hard measurement. I love using both of them. The drone helps in the 3D model that comes along with everything. And that's where we can get the QR codes where you can really sit right here, use your phone, scan the plan, and look like it's going to be in the next few years.
So that's incredible. So basically what he's saying is that I can stand here on my deck, I can hold my phone up, and I can look at a picture or a video of what it's going to look like, right? Once everything's done. That is the coolest thing.
I love it. It's a new thing we've been doing for the last year and a half or so, and it really puts people in their space. Because the plans are great. Not everyone can see them. From 2D, it's kind of that bird's eye view. The 3D render page is great because it gives you a good still shot of everything, but the QR codes really put you in your space because you can stand in each location, have your phone out and be like, oh, wow, that's it, because we put so much detail in not only the plans but also the 3D models.
Oh, how cool. Oh, I'm so excited. So show me all this fun stuff you got here.
So what we're working with right now is our basic drone. So this is what we're going to send up in the air. It's going to do a map. It's going to create a 3D model.
Okay.
And then of course, you can't measure without a classic tape measure. We have our 30 foot and our 100 foot.
Okay.
So that'll help us get some hard dimensions of the house. Knowing some elevations, like how tall your door is and how tall the ceiling is, so we know exactly when I make the model, okay, maybe we can't have a fan drop, but we can do a tighter, closer fan, or we're going to pick a nice kind of light fixture. So that'll help us really create your place.
The plans. The plans. So you are going to take all these measurements back to the office and you're going to put together
That'll
plans.
go into AutoCAD. So after we get the hard lines and we put it into CAD, then Michael and I typically sit down together and we start taking a pen or pencil to paper and we start doing the rough draft. I take it and then I put it in the computer, put it in the 2D model for the AutoCAD, and I put it in SketchUp, so it makes it the 3D. That way you can do the QR code. So it's a process.
This is incredible.
It's gonna go.
Oh my goodness. And now it's just going to do its thing. Oh my gosh. This is crazy. So about how long does this take?
So right now it's estimating about 10 minutes. It's going to take to do a grid. We can kind of see right here So we can see two things. Kind of that aerial view of what your property and the space looks like.
Oh my goodness, look at that! Oh my gosh! Oh my gosh, this is the coolest thing.
It is very, very helpful, especially, unfortunately, sometimes I measure by myself.
Yeah.
So having this to rely on afterwards really comes in handy. I love this thing.
This is the coolest thing. All right, you guys, we have everybody here. We've got Michael and we've got Matthew. You guys, thank you so much for being here.
You're welcome.
So excited.
Happy to be here.
So like I was saying to you earlier, this is meeting number 2.
Meeting number 2.
Meeting number 1 was brainstorming,
Right, the
inspiration.
Right.
And meeting number 2 is
Actually getting to the nuts and bolts. What we're going to do is we're going to walk around. I happen to have a couple of new ideas to throw out to you. And what people need to understand is this is a very organic process. It's not like this is what you have to do. No, these are ideas because people only know what they only know.
Right.
You know, if you don't know something, if you expose people to different ideas, they get inspiration.
Yes.
And what I try to tell people is, and I'm so thrilled,
Yeah.
you've been here, you both have been here 1 month.
right.
So there are things that you noticed
Yes.
that you didn't notice when you first moved.
100%. Yeah, and we've kind of talked about it a little bit. That was like, hey, this thing is really bugging me. I wanted to, and it's okay. Let's figure that out. And that's what kind of this meeting is about.
That's
right?
what the meeting. So what we're going to do is it's not going to drag on. We're just going to walk around and talk about some things. We definitely like this idea. We want to change this idea.
Yeah.
So that we now have something that we can then go back, and Matthew's going to put it on the computer.
Yeah.
Right.
And be able, I wish I could, but I'm an idiot when it comes to computers. So this way you have something to look at.
Right.
But again, it's the organic process of you and Jason saying, we thought about this, we like this, we don't like this.
Right.
And while we're standing here, let's already talk about one of the things when I showed up today and we started talking was, it's very daunting with all this up, down, up, down.
Yes.
You have a front door, which by the way, I love the new color.
Isn't it nice?
I love that.
Really good.
I know.
So you come out, there's a little landing, and you step down, and then if you wanted to go on the deck, you step up.
Yes.
And it's like one could break their neck.
Yeah, so that was Jason's big concern, right, that he was talking about is the up, down of this mess
Exactly.
up here. Yeah.
So the solution, which I love, is eventually, for now, we're gonna replace some of the boards.
Right.
But what I want to do is let's just take this all to the same level. Take out this one step.
Yep.
Bring it all at the same level. So you open the door and it's all at one level.
Love it.
Okay.
Love
the
it.
next thing that we talked about was, I love this inside. This is their dining room. So I love the fact that this is an open space.
Right.
But
And by the way, it's beautiful. Like in the morning and even in the morning and in the evening, this is the spot.
This is where you're going to
Yes,
sit.
this
The
is the
next
spot.
area that we talk about, which is another up and down, this was the ADU, but then it's in a pit.
It's, yeah.
So, and you find, and I asked you, do you use this door? And it's like, never.
Never.
So the solution to that is change the door to a window.
Ooh,
that's
that's
not a
good.
big buck item.
No, yeah.
And then just continue the deck along here. So
Yes.
now the whole deck becomes much larger.
So Jason, you're happy about that because
Yes.
you hated this little pit right
I
here.
don't blame you.
Yeah.
Then my next thing that I was suggesting to you, and I think and you seem very excited about that
Yeah.
because I'm going to be real honest. I love the zigzag planet.
do too.
I love this.
I think I do too.
I love it. It's funky. It's fun. I didn't like it painted white, but the black, it makes me smile.
I know,
It
right?
picks up everything.
But here's my idea. So what I was thinking about was, we were talking about, because we still want privacy in a courtyard.
These are here because of the painter, by the way. So.
The idea was, and you'll see you've got some jasmine, so that kind of gives you the idea. What if we, instead of putting the wooden wire fence out there and cutting concrete and everything, what if we actually put it in the planter, but started it about 2 feet up, so you still have plants underneath it. Plant the vines in the planter, so now you have the wooden wire fence is in the center. Rather than at this end or in here. That way, when you drive up, you see planting. You see planting on both sides. You've got
so it's like a living wall.
It's like a living wall.
I like that.
And the thing that's kind of fun is, I like the idea of doing it zigzag.
So keeping it zigzag.
Keeping it zigzag.
Isn't this funny?
I mean, it's
like, now that it's planted up and now that it's painted and everything, it's like, this is kind of nice.
So what I'm thinking is, this becomes a window. Deck is in here. What I'd like to do is, if we start the wooden wire on this side, come out here, then come back into here, then it bumps up and starts doing the zigzag.
Like that.
You can do in front of this window, do this as an accent piece. So this could be a big oversized pot, one of your things, or you could just remove the asphalt here and plant something. But I'm thinking a big oversized pot. And if you said to me, I don't want the wooden wire here, but I love the idea of a laser cut screen. So that we do an L-shaped laser cut screen. Let's show you. That would be real.
Yes. I love the leaves.
I love the leaves.
I want the leaves.
The leaves would be incredible.
I want the leaves for the front gate. I want the leaves.
So that's what I'm thinking. If that has the leaf laser cut, then it goes into the wooden wire with the jasmine or whatever vine you want to put. And then my idea being is, this is all filled in. Love the pots. Those have to stay. It's up to you for the time being. You can leave the overhead. Just take the wood that's rotting. Cover this over with the shade cloth. And then add fans, or if you said, I don't need it.
I just hate, it's like junk. You know
like
what
junk.
I mean?
I have no problems when you're redoing it. Just take it off.
Just take the whole thing off.
Just take the whole thing off. Because here's my new idea. We now have this. I love that. The zigzag in here works. I still like the idea.
I can't believe we're keeping the zigzag. I'm sorry.
I still like the idea right over here when you redo the deck, because a lot of it is rotting. It's still putting a little fountain there.
100%.
Which is right in centered with the dining room. You had talked about, and Jason had talked about, eventually changing those doors to French doors. Which I love. Then, instead of cutting the planter and we having it right in front of the front door, here's my thought. This is all going to be a step up. So what I'm thinking is, what if we put the 4 posts here with the metal roof, the gabled roof here. The 2, what we do is we put the doors here. So you park your car, get out, walk in here, open up the gates. You pour new concrete just here.
Oh, so this is the this is the front door.
Yes. And your view here, which I loved, was your espalier.
Not pretty.
Which would be really pretty. Right in here, we put a beautiful flowering tree. So that you could, and it's not in the center, it could be offset. You could do a flowering cherry, a flowering crab apple.
Okay, hold on. So here's the gates, right? The arbor.
The gate is here.
Okay.
The arbor comes to there.
Okay.
But the wooden wire continues to the end of the house.
So it's like a little courtyard.
It's like a little courtyard.
Oh my goodness.
So that when someone comes in here, and the neat thing about here is, because this is going to be solid and the gates will be over here, we could do the same laser cut gates. If it's raining, you could stand under there until someone opens the gate. I love this. This would be slightly mounded.
It's like a little courtyard
here. Yes,
it's
like a little courtyard. The espalier there, which is gorgeous. Mounded in here, you could do a weeping crab apple, weeping cherry. You could do a weeping redbud. Plant this with lots of perennials.
Oh my goodness. It could be a whole separate garden.
Yes. Then, when you're rebuilding this, you don't have steps here.
Okay.
you would basically put your steps here.
Okay.
So that and put a planter. In fact, what I would do is one of your corrugated planters.
Yeah.
Put it right here.
Like the metal trough?
Metal trough.
Okay.
Fill it, or, wait, if you want to reuse, remember that thing out there?
Yeah.
Put that there. Build the deck right up to there. It's got the corrugated, paint the wood black. Okay. And then the steps, you'll just have 2 steps right here that you go to the front door.
I love that.
The thing that I like about that, can I
good?
tell you why I like that?
Yeah.
So that when the front door opens, instead of us looking right at a door, so there's a door opposite a door, so it's like a big tongue. No, what you're going to do is now you're going to be looking at jasmine and planting.
Yeah.
And it's not this straight shot here.
Yes.
We still do the tongue and groove up on the top.
Yes.
And I still like the idea of a little chandelier.
Oh, I love it.
I love these pots here. Those are going to stay.
Love them.
And so what it does for you now is it keeps the funkiness of the zigzag planter, which is fun. You plan it out, but it gives you the privacy without making this like a total barrier.
That's so funny.
Yeah.
That's so funny. Here's the other thing I really like that. So this is our living room right in here, and it's pretty dark, right? I would love to replace this door with like an all glass door.
I love that idea.
And then if we have the star jasmine here, then I mean, not that we need that much privacy, right? But like it just gives us that little bit of
a little touch. And if you wanted to, you could even, right in the wooden wire fence, you could even do a little window because you look through that and you'll see the gazebo.
Oh my gosh.
I love that.
I love
reclaiming this. And as I said, it's up to you. For your espalier, we can do an ornamental or we could do citrus. The jasmine.
Star jasmine.
Love it.
Yeah.
Love it. Okay. Okay. So here's one of the things that we found out. Again, it's all due diligence. This is the leach field.
Yes. Yeah.
So
unfortunately.
So we're going to still make it a wow.
Okay.
But there are things that we're not going to do. So the idea of the gazebo still works.
Love it.
And especially here, you could do, this is, have you looked at some designs?
I have. Yes.
Do you have one you love?
I haven't landed on one particular one yet. I've picked out a couple that I think are really pretty. I'll put them on the screen right now.
Right, and then that would be important to give to Matthew.
Oh, okay.
I need to see that.
Okay.
We need to put that on the plan. That doesn't mean until you buy it, it doesn't belong to you.
Right.
But we need to have something to put on a plan.
Okay, beautiful.
Because this is the leach field, we're not going to do a pond.
I know.
But we're not going to lose the concept.
And I even contacted Pondscapes, right? And they said because they don't, it's too heavy to do over a leach field.
Right.
Just so you all know, a lot of people made that comment to check Pondscapes, which does the pondless pond, pondless waterfall.
So what we're going to still do is this way we can put the big monoliths, which is perfect. We're still going to have a water feature. It's just not going to go into standing water.
Not going to be as heavy. Yes. Yes. Beautiful.
Is this gazebo going to be a few steps up?
Yes, it's going to be 2 steps up, so it's like 12 inches above the ground.
Elevation, so you get a bit of a scenic
You got
view.
it.
Love it.
And then I'm thinking,
the weather vane. Oh,
yeah,
I'm just so
and I'm
excited.
thinking right here is where we're going to put right at the corner, right almost up against the gazebo, would be your monoliths.
Yeah.
Okay.
And this is where you can go ahead and do like a 6-footer, a 4-footer, a 2-footer.
Okay.
Rock around it. There's just a basin in here and the water recirculates.
Okay.
And then what we're going to do instead of a pond is a dry creek bed. So then we can, a little bit of mounding here.
Okay.
When I say mounding, I'm talking about 12, 18 inches at the most.
Nothing crazy.
Little bit of mounding on either side. Dry creek bed kind of comes out of this and kind of goes that way.
I love it.
Which gives you the flexibility, and I did some research too. We can flank where Matthew's standing right now, and on there, we can do shallow rooted, if you wanted to do trees like a weeping redbud. You can do a weeping cherry. You can do a serpentine. They're shallow rooted things.
And that's okay to go over
that
leach
is
field.
fine because they're shallow rooted. The biggest problem with the leach field, it's not like there are pipes in here that all of the debris goes and it gets leached into the soil. But if you do the heaviness and you do like a weeping willow, if the willow was here, it would grow right into the leach line.
It would, yeah.
So this idea is all your proven winter perennials.
Yes.
Gorgeous. Bulbs, gorgeous.
Yay.
They were saying any echinacea, any of the verbena, echinacea, all of the daylilies, anything you want to put, this is all going to look amazing.
Oh, it's going to be so pretty.
Those would be gorgeous.
One of the things after our first meeting that I was concerned about in here, I really want a pathway.
Okay.
Right?
Oh, okay.
I really want a pathway in here because I'm going to be planting so much in here. I want something to walk along and like to take my wagon along and stuff like that.
Okay, so you had talked about, which I love the idea of a pathway through the orchard.
Definitely pathway through the orchard. And then the more I was thinking about the pathway through the orchard, the more I was like, dang, I really, how am I going to get in the middle?
I love that. So why don't we continue the pathway?
Okay.
So like it comes there, you walk across the driveway, it'll feel almost bridge-like.
Right.
Bring the pathway through here, we'll do a little bridge over the dry creek bed. And then I'm thinking maybe like a little bench, a little chair.
Oh,
yeah.
Yeah, it's pretty.
And then if you do that on the outskirts, we can put it over there. We can put maybe 2 weeping trees. Yeah, love it. Love it. Love it.
Michael knows how much I love my weeping tree.
Yes. So I actually have no problems with this all going.
Yeah.
And I know you were talking to me that you love, and I love the idea of the propane out there, if that works.
Over there. Either over there or over there.
Either one works.
Okay.
And you had said one of your favorite trees is a deodar cedar.
Love
Why don't we, the willow's going to get big, why don't we put, you see where the branches are down there?
Yeah.
Why don't we put one big deodar cedar there?
I would love that.
And
I
then,
mean, love that.
I do too. And then I see, because this is going to be relatively flat.
Yes.
I see this filled in with, again, more perennials.
Yeah.
Maybe
of flowers.
some grass.
Yeah. Bunch of fun stuff. I mean, I already have fun stuff I'm going to put there.
So again, if you give it to us, we can put it on the plan.
Okay.
This is gone.
This is going.
And then this is going to be the end of the dry creek bed.
Yeah, right? Because I love that.
I love that. And it basically, the truth is, in heavy rains, we'll put a drain pipe through it, and water will then go to the street.
Well, that's fabulous.
Yeah.
That's fantastic.
I know you like the idea of the wooden wire fence, but we're going to do it higher, 8 feet.
Yes.
And yeah.
Kind of loud.
Kind of loud.
Yeah.
And we're going to put a really nice evergreen vine.
Love it. Love it, love it, love it.
This side, we had talked about doing the bay laurels.
Yeah.
And then
I don't want bay laurels anymore.
Okay.
I want podocarpus.
Love it.
Perfect.
Okay.
Love that.
Love it. Okay. So again, Matthew notes that.
Podocarpus screen.
Podocarpus.
New fence. Keep the fence, hide the fence. What are we doing?
We're going to do a new fence eventually.
And for now, they're going to paint it black.
Right now, we're going to paint it black, but there will be a new fence.
That'll work.
Yeah.
Okay.
So as is that one.
Okay.
The
flat top.
whole thing
property
is going to get a new
But
fence.
you know what? The minute you paint it black, it'll just disappear.
Yeah. I mean, I feel like that will go kind of on the bottom of the list because it will be painted black, you know?
So we'll now go to the next area. But the one thing I would say to you is we're going to design the whole place. But my recommendation, and this is hard for people to understand, but is when you have a big piece of property.
Yeah.
What happens is people do a piece here and a piece here and a piece here and nothing gets done.
Yeah.
And then they start
That's literally what's happening this month. Like we're doing a little here, a little here, a little
and
here.
so what happens is people get discouraged.
Yeah.
What I try to tell people is you can do a master plan, think of it. That doesn't mean you can't do other things, but choose one area, do it, finish it.
Okay.
It's done, you look at it, you enjoy it, rather than a piece here, because when nothing is completed, there's no closure.
Yeah.
So for me, if I was going to start with anything, the area that I would probably do first would be, I would do your courtyard.
Yeah.
Because that's your usability.
It's going to make the
biggest bang.
Yeah.
And then I would do the circle.
Okay.
These two areas are going to totally change. Then I would go pathway, the new planting, that whole thing. That's basically going to be trees and plants.
Yeah.
But this is the area that when you drive in is going to make the most impact, that and your courtyard.
Absolutely.
So, And those are not the things that are going to break the bank.
It's not, especially now that we're keeping the zigzag planter.
I agree.
I mean, it's
and I think what your viewers need to understand is it is a very organic process. It's not right or wrong. It's living with things, feeling like I like this, I don't like this, I want this changes the way I've been living and everything. It's thinking through each of the areas. And I think the other thing that's really is when I did a consultation, some of the comments were, oh, you can't do, I mean, you want to do your ideas. As a designer, I'm just giving you options.
Oh, yeah.
You're basically then telling me and Jason, this is what we want, this is what we don't want. It's not, this is what you have to have. There's no have to have anything.
But I think the other thing that it's important to understand too is we've talked off camera quite a bit. You kind of know who I am.
I know who you are, yeah. And can I make a little interject while we're talking about that? I want to thank your viewers because the truth is, we've gotten a lot of calls for consultations, and some of the local ones have been wonderful. But I've also gotten calls from Texas and Florida and Georgia. And I can't tell you, the people are wonderful. They're sweet, they're wonderful, they're inspiring. But I at first thought we could maybe do FaceTime or Zoom, and I tried it and I realized it doesn't work.
For your consultation?
For the consultation. I can't Zoom a consultation. I can't FaceTime it because it sounds, oh, woo-woo, you know. There's a synergy that comes when you're actually at the site, that you're meeting with the client, that it doesn't come through on whether it be FaceTime or Zoom. There's an energy, there's a whole kind of before and after feeling. And I found that I tried one or two of them and the clients were happy, but I wasn't. And I thought it wasn't worth the $200 to the people, in my opinion. So what I basically did is I wrote back some of the people that wanted me to come to Georgia, and even people offered to fly me out there, and said, you know, at this point in time, thank you, you're so sweet. I can't do it, and I can't Zoom it, and I can't FaceTime it because it's not the same. But I wanted to acknowledge that these are sweet, inspirational people, and I love it. But there's only one of me.
There's limitations.
There's limitations.
Well, that's sweet of you to say that, right? I'm glad people want your services.
Thank you. And then
can we talk about this?
Yes, we can talk about this. This can't be covered, but this can have the river cobble here.
What is this?
This is a septic access.
Yes, so they can clean it out. So they need to be able to drive in here, open this up, and clean this out. So I don't see a problem because, again, there's no structure here. We're not going to put any plants. We might have some ground cover that might, like, if you wanted to do some shore juniper to creep.
I want to do something that people will notice it, so that, you know, like the delivery trucks. You know what I mean? I'm so worried about them bumping into this.
I do not have a problem with if we do, because we're going to be doing the monoliths and some. I have no problems with actually doing a big boulder here, couple of, but not this size, big.
Like bigger boulder.
The other thing that would be kind of fun is around your house you've done some of those obelisks in wood.
You like that?
I like that. It would be nice to make it a statement. I like the birdhouse, but these are too flimsy.
I know.
If you did something bigger, you know, and then hung things, you wouldn't get people trying to run over it.
So do you like a big I do. I can build that.
I do. I actually like the idea, maybe hold it back or put it offset, that you could pick it up and move it.
Yeah,
I like that because how often do they do this? Maybe once every 3 years?
It's
so
ridiculous.
I like the idea that you could drop it in there, maybe 4 pipes that you drop in and then you lift it out. And then you could hang things off of it. This doesn't, because here's the interesting thing. You're going to have a structure there that's pretty big. Be nice to kind of anchor this with something different. And I like the idea of the white obelisk.
A white obelisk. Got it.
And then hang plants, hang birdhouses, make it fun.
Yeah, and I can do like bigger than the one I have in the backyard.
I love that. To me, I know we have our theme, but you know what? There's nothing wrong with having a little funky.
Oh, no.
Funky's good.
Yeah, I agree.
You're not in a subdivision.
This house is funky.
This house is funky. And it's not in the middle of a subdivision.
Yeah. Look how pretty this looks with all the flowers.
Oh, I mean, that's why I said, I was imagining this on the trellis with the plant.
Yeah, like just seeing them here, I went.
Perfect.
Okay, so this is going to be my secret shade garden.
Love
so what I'm going to do is I'm going to have a big archway here on either side, like kind of lattice that I'm going to have honeysuckle on.
Love it. Love it.
So, and my thought is to have the pathway come here, and I would love to have the pathway kind of connect to this whole courtyard right there. Right?
So what we'll do is we'll bring the decomposed granite up to the front walkway.
Okay.
Here.
And then it'll also connect over to the pathway through your orchard.
Love it.
And in the center, so that so it doesn't look weird, we could do like a big circle with like a pot. And I noticed in the distance there was this really cool pot.
You like my pot?
I love your pots. And I also like, as we're walking here, there are the benches that I want by the gazebo. There's the romance.
Oh, yes.
I love that. And then I love these pots.
I love
These,
those
so
pots.
you could put that in the middle, so you walk. So again, with the topiary or something, I love this. Any of these would be beautiful.
Aren't those beautiful?
So did you take a picture of those?
I will make a whole model of those.
Okay, good.
Those are called MPG planters.
MPG. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, so now review, and this we had talked about bringing the deck all the way to the end.
Yes.
Yes.
Yes, for sure. Definitely.
We also talked about a hot tub.
Yes.
Okay, and you like that. The hot tub, Matthew, will be at the level of the ground.
Yep, so we
the
can
deck
step
will
up.
be at this level. We're going to put the spa here, and I want to face the hot tub. You'll buy it just in the corrugated.
Yes,
That'll
I
look good. It's
love
wrapped
it.
around.
I
And
love it,
then,
love it.
If I remember, we talked about doing a screen on this
Yes,
side.
yes.
Okay.
So it's just a psychological thing.
Yes,
And we
love
could
it.
do
And
that
we'll
at
do
a
the
laser
leaves.
cut.
Again, I don't want the goats to look at me while I do.
Exactly. This is all going to be patio. The patio, Matthew, we talked about, and Janie and Jason, we talked about the patio coming all the way to here.
Yes.
Nice
Okay.
big deck, okay.
Huge. Now, and then we're still going to do the pergola.
The pergola goes
because we need
over.
shade back
Yeah.
here.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
I had talked about doing the Durawood,
I love that.
but the posts facing in wood
Okay.
Yeah.
And then we'll go taller.
will go definitely taller,
Taller.
so that if someone's tall, they don't break their
Oh,
neck.
that way we can put some
Okay,
fans
so
out here.
then the other thing that I've noticed, that you being here for a month, I go from this door to my office door about 200 times a day.
Okay.
Back and forth, back and
So
forth. back
I
and
have a question. My question to you is the deck will now come to the end. Do you then want to step off and we do a path, or do you want to bring the deck, almost do it like a bridge?
Oh, what?
So yeah, so we bring this out,
What?
and instead of stepping down, because it's almost, we then do a bridge here, so you bridge,
Yeah, I like that.
which would be really cool.
How cool would that be?
Well, and the cool thing that would be neat is, goes back to Gaverny, you could plant wisteria on the bridge. Yeah, again, we're going for romance.
What about add an arch with the wisteria?
yes!
Yes.
Yes!
Yeah, that would be really pretty.
Like wood arches.
or put the railing, 2 metal or wood arches, put the wisteria on there.
And then it goes to here.
Yeah, it goes to there.
Oh my gosh. Yes.
Yeah.
100% yes.
And then I think it'll be 1 step below, so then you'll step down and go
Step
into
down, which is totally fine.
Which
That
is
would
neat.
be-
So you come out, step up, and go across there, which would be kind of fun, because if you wanted, again, we could kind of tie the whole thing one idea. We're leaving these. These are staying.
I really like them.
I love them.
Yeah. So here's the one problem I have. Bunnies
Okay.
are, they're bad. They're really, really bad. So I need some type of fence around here. I need something that's going to keep the bunnies
And
out.
you showed me a design, and I love that. Will you show that to Matthew?
Yes, I'll send it to you.
I love that idea.
And I'll put it on the screen right now of what I'm doing. And I think I'm going to get my dad to help Jason. And
I love
with
it.
that.
And
you
I love the obelisk.
Yes. Yeah.
But here's kind of a fun idea. All right. Let me just throw this out while we're developing. So we got the deck here. We're going to do this bridge with kind of the arches
my gosh, I
and
love
everything.
that idea.
Then
I love
what I
it.
would do is, with this coming across here, we're going to step down. But what if we took kind of centered here? We did another water feature and brought, going underneath the bridge, a dry creek bed.
Yes. Where does the dry creek bed end then?
It could just disappear just right where those plants are.
Oh, I love it. I love it.
So that it looks like you're walking. And then again, another monolith here with lights on it, so that at night you hear the trickle of water.
Yes.
you know what? As you're doing, like originally when I came out here, those weren't there, but I love those.
Right? Aren't they
I
nice?
love those, and I love the obelisk in the center.
Yeah.
I just think, you know, because no matter if they're vegetables or flowers or whatever you put in there, they're fun.
Yes. Yes.
Then we were talking before we filmed this, and I gave her an idea because they eventually would like to do a pool.
Oh my, just wait for this, you guys. Just wait.
I don't want to do a conventional pool. I want to do a shipping container pool.
That's a great idea.
A mod pool back there. Yes.
Okay, wait. Here's pictures. Like, literally a shipping container is what he's talking about. But they're super cool.
They're super cool. They're 20 feet long. They're 8 feet wide. They're 4 feet high. You don't need a permit for them because it's like a spa. You put them on either a gravel or a concrete base. You drop them in there. The equipment, like a spa, is all built in. So all you do is connect the gas and the electric. It's all there.
Jason loves it.
You can have them incorporate a window. So it almost looks like an aquarium.
So like when you're in the pool, you can see like the kids swimming.
Yes,
yes.
I love it. Some people put spas in them as part of them. Some people don't. But what I see is if we put the window, it would be centered with the obelisk. So can you imagine seeing people swim there? And that would be
that would be incredible.
That'd be incredible. We don't have to worry, and then we still can leave the opening for the barn. And then if you wanted, you could just leave an opening, and then if you wanted to put another olive, kind of you've got one olive, put another olive on the other side, put lavender there.
Yes.
But I love the shipping container. They're black, which is your theme.
Yeah.
The window in there, which is great. It's kind of industrial. And the big thing is they're half or a third the price of a conventional pool.
Yeah. I mean, that's going to take our pool timeline, like make it in half.
In half.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, I agree.
Like, that's huge, Michael.
That's huge.
That is huge.
And that's what I was thinking, you know, without those there, that would be perfect. And you're not digging, I mean, even if there's electric, you don't have to worry about anything.
You don't have to worry about anything.
They just plop down.
Oh my God, I love that idea so much. Once we put that pool in, this is going to be my greenhouse.
Yeah. Well, you know, the other thing I was going to say that's kind of fun, your water tank and your pump, it's industrial. So, I mean, is it gorgeous? No. I wanted to do an L-shaped screen, corrugated screen around it.
Okay.
But what I'm thinking is, imagine the shipping container there with the decks there, and then the corrugated metal around this. It all kind of fits the vibe.
Yeah, it all kind of goes together, right? It's all kind of, like kind of stuff we have to have out here in the country.
Exactly.
Like a metal workshop.
Like metal, which I love.
Which I love too. It's beautiful.
Because that picks up that.
Yeah.
Everything kind of picks up the vibe. And then you do the romance with the white obelisk and the white Luton benches and all of this. People go, wow, you're not stuck in one style. It's kind of eclectic.
Yes, yes.
And that's kind of, and then we were going to screen in those with barn doors.
I agree.
And then the only thing, and she's going to plant the only thing she's going to go ahead and plant the podocarpus there, and then along there more color and flowers and plants.
A little bit, yeah. Not a ton of it, but yeah, a little bit.
I love it.
I love it. I love it. So what is next after this?
Okay, so the next step is Matthew, and I think we had our intern Selby help.
Yes, we did.
Drone this.
Yes.
Yes, and they measured it.
Yes.
Okay, so then the next step is Matthew and I will sit down at the boards.
Okay.
That'll be in about 2 weeks.
Yep.
Okay.
Lay it all out. Design it.
Okay.
Basically, it goes to Matthew to put it on the computer, and he not only puts it on the computer, he models it so it's a 3D, and then he's going to do, they're called QR codes,
okay,
so that when you take a picture of it, it brings it up to like virtual reality.
Basically, so you're going to be able to stand basically in the pool zone and feel like you're in the pool and look around like, and then I'll put the window in so you can see the house.
Oh my gosh.
So we're going to have some fun with that.
Oh, I love it.
And the thing that's neat about it is you'll have a master plan to scale with all the information. Also will include lighting.
Right.
That you then can say, okay, I agree with Michael. I want to get the front done. We're going to do the front courtyard. Then we're going to do the island. Then we're going to systematically work on the areas until it's perfect. Absolutely. And If it takes 5 years, who cares?
Takes 5 years. I have
Right.
the plan that we can follow, right? Which is huge.
Exactly. And that's what I try to tell people. You're not putting something in and then going, oh, put it in the wrong place. Now I've got to move it.
Right.
You know, even if it takes a long time, you systematically do it. And as I said earlier, it really is important to do something, get it finished, and move on so that you're not so scattered and then you get discouraged.
Right. And I have fall planting coming up. I'm going to be planting a lot of like big shrubs and stuff like that. And so it's so great to have you guys here because now I'm like, okay, I'm going to put that shrub here and I'm going to put that shrub here and I'm going to, you know what I mean? And so it's just having a master plan that I know I'm not going to have to move this giant shrub in 2 years when we do something else. You know what I mean?
Yep.
So
Perfect.
I think this is huge, worth its weight in gold.
Yep.
And I just want to thank you guys so much.
One thing to say that Michael says, and I've always agree, is bad design costs more than good design.
Good design.
It's you're gonna make mistakes
I
if you
can
do it
see
that way, but doing it this way makes
this is worth
so
its
much
weight
more.
in gold.
Absolutely.
Like seriously. Thank you guys so much.
Thank
You're
you.
welcome.
So we are going to come back in a couple weeks. It probably won't be 2 weeks, and then we'll show the final plans and show the walkthrough and all that kind of stuff.
Which will be really fun.
I'm so excited to see it. And then of course over the next, couple years, we'll be showing you guys all the plans, but I think we're going to do a lot right off the bat, especially with the shipping container.
I love that idea.
Great idea. My
Right.
goodness. Anyway, so thank you both for being here. Thank you all for watching. I hope you enjoyed this, and I hope you all have a chance to get in your garden today.